Paula, it was a wild chain of events that happened on both the southbound and northbound lanes of I-93 this morning. When it was over, a driver was killed and another was being sought by police. Well, Jack, town and state officials have been out here on Plum Island throughout the afternoon assessing the situation. So far, no mandatory evacuations, but the winds continue to be ferocious and this water continues to creep up the beach. Paula, a lot of grocery items just missing from the store here in Manchester. No large tomatoes, no avocados, no grape tomatoes. Pretty much wherever you look in this store, you will see empty store shelves. Over there, all the boneless chicken is out. And at this refrigerator over here, all the fresh lettuce, all gone. A lot of sections look like this throughout the store as the situation here at Market Basket turns chaotic. You can see utility crews up there right now working on these utility poles. Several of them toppled over here in this neighborhood, and that's left some power lines dangling very low over some of these residential streets. Some of these utility lines are also on the ground right here in somebody's driveway. And because of all these utility lines that are down, traffic is at a standstill in some of these neighborhoods right now. No cars can get through. And of course, there's just a lot to clean up. A lot of huge trees toppled over from all the rain and the wind. Check this one out. Well, Lisa, this is a letter sent by state officials to some of these homeowners here on Plum Island. At issue, all of these rocks and boulders that many of them have been using to protect their homes here on the beach from all of the water, and now much of it may have to go. Hi, Gail. Good morning to you. Arthur T. Demoulis was the president of Market Basket for 6 years, but last month he was fired by the board of directors. Employees and customers alike have rallied to his defense, but so far the board is sticking by its decision. You can see just a little bit of the framework left of one of the homes. It is right behind me. Pretty much wherever you look throughout this neighborhood, there is ash and ember and black soot spread out everywhere on people's lawns and all over their property. Throughout the day, some of these homeowners have been allowed to get back into the neighborhood to assess the damage, and when they are coming back, they're seeing scenes like this. The siding on a lot of these homes just melted away from the intense heat. Sarah, federal investigators are trying to figure out what caused the plane to crash. They're looking at everything from the experience of the pilots to the aircraft's maintenance records and any other factor that could have played a role. Tragedy at Hanscom Field. A private jet crashed on takeoff Saturday night, killing all 7 people on board. The Gulfstream 4 departing the airport around 9:40 p.m. on runway 11. A witness, an airport worker, tells investigators the plane never made it off the ground.
When the aircraft departed the paved surface of the runway, it rolled into the grass. It struck a localizer antenna, which is part of an instrument landing system, and then it struck a fence.
The plane was headed to Atlantic City, New Jersey. It had arrived earlier in the day at Hanscom, and the crew stayed with the plane, according to the NTSB. There were 2 pilots, a flight attendant, and 4 passengers on board.
The aircraft itself is located about 2,000 feet from the end of the paved surface of runway 11. There was a significant post-crash fire.
The plane went down an embankment and landed in a gully before it was consumed by a huge fireball. Neighbors could feel the crash, hear the loud noise, and smell the burning debris for hours.
We were watching TV, and then all of a sudden we heard a huge explosion and the house shook, and everybody came running out and everyone was in panic. And we saw a huge puff of black smoke over there.
Robert Iovino and a friend were able to get close to the wreckage shortly after the crash and took these photos.
You could just see the cockpit just pretty much to nothing, just roasted.
As for the investigation, the NTSB is trying to collect as much evidence as possible in their effort to find out what went wrong.
We're also looking for the aircraft flight recorders. It's our understanding that the aircraft was equipped with a flight data recorder and a cockpit voice recorder.
The NTSB says it will likely be out here for several days, and they could have a preliminary report in 10 days. For now, the airport and all the runways out here remain closed. We're live in Bedford. Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News. Sarah?
Michael.
Yeah, Jonathan, many of those residents losing all of their belongings, and today they spent much of the day here at the Senior Center in Lowell trying to get back on their feet. Many of these residents are part of the Cambodian community, and today they are also mourning the loss of 5 of their own. Theron sat in disbelief after losing 5 family members in this morning's devastating fire that tore through an apartment building in Lowell.
I went to the scene hoping that
Everybody made it out. But when I pulled up on the Cambodian store lot, I only see two of my nephews. My brother had 5 kids.
Sack says his brother Torn and Torn's longtime girlfriend Ellen Vuong were killed along with 3 of their children, including 7-year-old Sayori. 2 other children survived. Darren says his brother had a lot of fireworks inside their 3rd-floor apartment.
Yeah, it could have made it worse, but it wasn't the start of it. I'm sure it was not.
Many people made it out of the building and recounted harrowing stories of escape.
So I opened the window. We cannot get out. Open the window. And then, we cannot kind of be we are screaming. It's all smoke everywhere. We almost died in there.
This family says the ceiling of their apartment had already caved in and they could see the sky.
I kicked the door. I said, wake up, wake up. It's fire. I cannot get out.
They were rescued by firefighters who brought them down a ladder from their 3rd-floor window. 11-year-old Soraya and her brother were among the 5 who climbed down the ladder.
I could see nothing. My eyes burned, my chest burned, nothing. Just want to go down, don't want to stop, just want to get saved.
As for the 2 other adults who were killed in the fire, we just spoke to a man late this afternoon who says it was his girlfriend and another roommate, and he believes they may have been trapped trying to save several pets in the apartment. We're live in Lowell. Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News. Jonathan? Henry Gribbohm says he lost his life savings, $2,600, on a carnival game like this one, and all he has to show for it is this stuffed banana with dreadlocks.
You're expecting to win a few things and, let the kids have a good time. It just didn't turn out that way.
Gribbohm says he attended a Manchester carnival run by Fiesta Shows and wanted to win an Xbox Connect at a game called Tubs of Fun, where contestants toss balls into a tub. When he practiced, he says it was easy, but something changed when he started playing for the prize and the balls kept popping out.
It's not possible that it wasn't rigged.
Gribbohm says he kept trying to win back his money by going double or nothing. He dropped $300 in just a few minutes, then says he went home to get $2,300 more and soon lost all that as well.
I know it's a difficult game. I've tried it myself. I've done it once, missed probably 20 times.
Fiesta Show says the game is run by an independent contractor who's worked for Fiesta for years. It's interviewing the contractor to see what happened. Are there any scams at all with any of the games?
Not that I'm aware of. We've had a lot of these game operators with us for years.
The traveling carnival is now setting up here in Derry, New Hampshire, but you will not see Tubs of Fun. Fiesta says the independent contractor that runs the game is not allowed to set up while an investigation is taking place.
Because you get caught up in the whole double or nothing. I've got to win my money back.
Henry says he went back the next day to complain, and the man running the game gave him back $600. Henry split with the banana and the cash and filed a report with Manchester PD.
For once in my life, I happen to become that sucker.
In Derry, New Hampshire, Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News.